Hello everybody. Today we are going to do a last video on lachesis. Now this is lachesis particulars part 2 and final video of lachesis. So here we are going to discuss now starting with urinary complaints. The most important sensation in lachesis urinary complaints is ball rolling in the bladder. Along with that, you also have bloody urine, frequent urination and that too foamy character, and urine with no stool. So that is given in Fathax Materia Medica. So no urine, no stool. It's exactly given that way. So again, if you have to correlate with the mental symptoms and the particulars, also the thermals, everything. But the sensation of ball rolling in the bladder should be remembered. Now coming to the male complaints. Now, I must say, male complaints in lachesis are not predominantly found as compared to female complaints, because the whole lachesis picture, what we've discussed, everything, it is mostly referring to a female. But nevertheless, you have male symptoms also. Strong sexual desire is there, cheerful after night emission, pungent semen odor, and ill effects of masturbation. Now, here, ill effects of masturbation may not be only for male, it could be for female as well, right? It is everywhere, like in both sexes you can find that symptom. But strong sexual desire and lascivious thoughts are the most important key elements of lachesis drug, because it's an animal drug, right? Now coming to female complaints, female climacteric symptoms, the hot flashes, the ailments from climacteric, everything is present. Apart from that, menses regular time, too short, scanty, but pains all relieved by flow, right? Better during menses, happy during menses, everything is lachesis zincum metallicum, right? Also it acts very well at the beginning and the close of menstruation. And on the top of that, you have left ovarian cyst affections or left ovarian affections, and leukorrhea, which is usually copious and greenish, right? And there is a desire to run around with during menses, right? Even that is also present in lachesis. Now coming to the respiratory system, there is one important thing. It is indicated in the last stage of pneumonia. Also, the breathing stops on falling asleep, and that compels the patient for open air. Sensation of plug that moves up and down in the throat. We have discussed this sensation in the throat as well. And there is suffocation sensation also present in lachesis. Now, one other important thing is they want to be fanned, but slowly at a distance, which is rapidly at the near the patient at near distance is carbovec. It's exactly opposite of carbovec, right? It is fanning at a distance, that too slowly, right? The least thing coming near mouth or nose interferes with breathing. That is what given in the keynote, right? And coming to the heart complaints, palpitations with fainting spells, cyanosis neonatorum, senile arteriosclerosis, irregular pulsations. Also, we have discussed blindness with heart complaints, headache with cardiac symptoms. That is also present in lachesis, right? Now again, this lachesis, the affections, the introduction, we've discussed the unconscious part of the body is affected. So the left side of the part is affected, right? So heart is mostly affected, right? And these people also take a lot of decisions based on their emotions, not on their practicality. Now coming to extremities, all the symptoms of lachesis are on the left side except the sciatica. Sciatica is on the right side, and the sensation or shortening of tendons is present, and then you have thread stretched from back to arm sensation is present, and pain in the tibia following the sore throat, and fear results in cramps of the calves. Also there is neuralgia of coccyx. Now most important extremity symptom would be sciatica right sided, and they cannot stand for a long time. Now you can think standing aggravation is only sulfur, but even lachesis has standing aggravation. Now coming to the skin complaints, the predominant complaints mostly we think of lachesis is non-healing ulcers, right? Bluish, purplish, any ulcer or any wound which is bluish, purplish is lachesis, greenish is Ledum Pall. Now coming to another important symptom, which is erysipelas in old age. Now that is also important in lachesis. Malignant pustules, carbuncles, ulcers with intense pain can be lachesis, right? And mostly leading to malignancy, similar to anthracinum and arsenic alb, right? Both of them also have these tendency to malignancy. Now, coming to the most important one, the modalities of lacuses, the worse and the better. Now, modalities could be different types. It could be the posture modalities, time modalities, weather, food, mental modalities, right? Now, let us discuss the different types of modalities in lacuses. Time modalities there: morning aggravation, heat of summer aggravation, spring aggravation. And coming to posture and activity, pressure of the clothes unbearable, and sleep after. I've just put sleep, stooping, standing, and menses before and after retarded discharges under posture and activity. Okay. Coming to the food aggravation, one is alcohol, because great alcoholism is there, tendency to take alcohol is there in lacuses, and hot drinks. They cannot bear hot drinks. It's pretty obvious, right? Now, coming to the better aspects, activity wise, it is sitting bent, heart pressure, bathing affected parts. And food wise, it is fruits and cold drinks. It's not cold drink like Pepsi, Coke, just cold drinks, anything that is cold. And open air is better. Open air amelioration is there in lacuses. Now, open air amelioration is also there in pulsatilla, but is also there in lacuses. So again, you have to differentiate. But the mentality or the personality of pulsatilla is quite different from lacuses. You shouldn't get confused to understand. After so many videos, I think it is very clear how a lacuses should be approached. Now, coming to remedy relationships, the most important one in intermittent fever, Natramur follows lacuses well when the state has changed. And incompatible, it's not incapability, it's my mistake, incompatible to acetic acid and carbolic acid, and complementary to complementary to lycopodium, nitric acid and heparin, inimical to ammonia carb. I think that's a spelling error there. Complementary to lycopodium. I'll just text it. I'll just put it in the comments so that you can understand.